is a presentation of the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.
It was a New Year's Eve to remember in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech storming the court at Castle Coliseum. Tonight, the Hokies look to win on the road in Raleigh as Dennis Smith Jr. and the Wolfpack play host to Virginia Tech. ACC primetime action here from PNC Arena. And good evening, everybody. Delighted to have you with us with Jason Capel. I am Evan Lepler. What an opening weekend in the ACC, and the Hokies set the tone on Saturday afternoon.
Well, you must protect your home court, and the Hokies did that in spades. When you talk about what they were able to do against the Duke Blue Devils, Justin Bibbs, a sharpshooter, 4 or 5 from distance, 18 points, really stretched out the Duke defense, able to get the job done at Castle Coliseum. And for NC State, the superstar freshman, Dennis Smith Jr., shooting a hot basketball of late, 16 of 28 from 3, but he also controls the game, 8 assists per game.
NC State and Virginia Tech. These two teams went to overtime the last time they met. The explosive backcourts clash next.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Food Lion, raising standards without raising prices. How refreshing. By New York Life, with the right guidance, everyone can be good at life. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
There's a great basketball tradition here in Raleigh, North Carolina. NC State takes the floor tonight at 11-3 in the season, and Virginia Tech in the top 25 for the first time since November of 2010. But as you see in our Food Lion starting lineups, a change in the starting 5 for Buzz Williams tonight. Freshman center Hadim C. injured in shoot-around. We don't know the extent of the injury, but Zach Leday makes the start. The good news is he started 32 games last year, Jason, so he's not really thrown for a loop in the starting 5.
Well, as a senior, he's their leading scorer coming off the bench, so he has to produce. More importantly, he has to stay on the floor, must defend without fouling.
NC State undefeated at home this year. Virginia Tech has won 8 in a row, and Omer Yurtseven gets us started.
Well, a nice 1-4 screen there, freeing the big fella from Turkey. Able to knock down a 15-foot jump shot.
Now, without Hadim C, Omer Yurtseven, he was going to be the tallest guy on the floor anyway. But without C, he doesn't really have anyone to match up with him.
Well, he doesn't. He's a skilled guy. His job is going to be controlling the backboard along with Abu. Nice job by the Wolfpack defensive stand, not allowing the Hokies to get offensive rebounds.
Justin Bibbs left it short. He was 6 of 9 in the win over Duke on Saturday. Dennis Smith Jr. just turned 19 in November. Henderson launches. And the rebound ricochets out for Smith. To the basket.
So explosive. Great body control. Dennis Smith Jr. attacking the basket. The little slice through the lane, avoid contact. Able to finish in the paint.
Robinson on the attack. Can't finish. Yurtseven cleans it up. Smith will take it. And Abu on the stick back.
Well, the main key to this game, getting back in transition. Nice job by Abu, not giving up on the play, crashing the glass, finishing with authority.
Mark Gottfried was dreaming of a start like this. There's the defense from the Turkish freshman. Henderson will try. And they got Yurtseven over the back.
Wolfpack off to a strong start. Missed shot in transition, but no one box out Abu. Able to finish with authority, and the freshman from Turkey moves his feet. Nice body control. We see them knock down a 15-footer. There he knocks down an open jump shot with the block inside as well.
And the 6'10" freshman on the bench in his sweatsuit.
The Wolfpack must take advantage of their size.
Justin Robinson buries it from the corner to get Virginia Tech on the board.
When you play Virginia Tech, you understand they're going to put 4 shooters around the three-point line. You have to be conscious. Every baseline drive, they're looking to kick that ball to the opposite corner. Justin Robinson there knocks it down.
Well, these two teams coming into today with a very different mindset, but NC State on the attack, aggressively to the rim. Henderson makes it 8-3.
Well, you can tell early. First play of the game was called for Yurt 7 there. Boo, isolation, able to get all the way to the rim. And Zach Leday, he can't foul. He has to move his feet, defend without fouling, because essentially he's the only big on the roster right now for Virginia Tech.
Yep, second bucket for Malika Boo, and another turnover. Smith 1-on-2, gets hammered. Here's Buzz Williams. Got the name Buzz. Navarro Junior College when he was a student there. 44-year-old head coach in his third year in Blacksburg. Trying to get his team to focus after a win. That's a tough thing for a college coach. And for NC State, the mindset coming off the loss at Miami on Saturday, they were not pleased with how they played down Florida.
Well, Coach Godfrey said that he felt they got pushed around. When you look at this team, so many guys, their first ACC game, Dennis Smith Jr., Yurt 7, Terry Henderson, their first crack at ACC play along with Torrin Dorn. Different environment, but to be back home in this type of environment, the crowd on your side, off to a great start, but you can't leave points on the board.
Foul was called on Ahmed Hill. One thing to keep in mind today, without the freshman center, this is a Virginia Tech team that only went about 8 deep anyway. Without the freshman who only played, albeit 13 minutes a game, Virginia Tech could be impacted by foul trouble. Leday, I guess you could call him the big fella inside for Tech.
Leday plays a lot bigger than his actual size, about 6'7", but he's versatile. There he creates an open opportunity for Chris Clark, unable to finish.
And Dorn bumped on his way to the rim. Justin Robinson will pick up the foul. BJ Anya will be the first member of the Wolfpack off the bench, replacing Yurt 7, who was pretty impactful. Couple points, couple of rebounds in 3 minutes.
And a block shot. Really doing a nice job moving his feet defensively. But as you see, NC State, they go from big to bigger. They have the size advantage. They must use that.
Henderson was wide to the right. The rebound for Bibbs. Yeah, I wouldn't want to run into a screen set by Anya as Leday takes it to the rack.
And if you're at a disadvantage size-wise, you must use your quickness. Give Leday a lot of credit. Rim run straight down the middle. Virginia Tech kicking the ball ahead a lot more this year. Mark Godfrey said the main key for his squad, transition defense, gave up one there.
Another opportunity. Open look. Got it.
And the Wolfpack worked on this extensively in shoot-around. Transition defense. Get back, get matched up. The Hokies now 5 quick points out of the transition.
You got to find number 13 in transition. He's leading the ACC in three-point percentage. Ahmed Hill. Double team comes on Anya. He reverses. Henderson, cash.
Anya's so big inside, the double comes. You have to accept it and look weak side. Terry Henderson, known as a shooter, able to catch and knock it down.
Henderson, 7th in the league in three-point percentage. A not too bad 41%. In and out, Anya swallows the rebound. Dennis Smith Jr., the herky-jerky, and the kick, and the foul on the three-point shot. Henderson will get to the line when we come back. Great energy from NC State early. Wolfpack by 4. It was the Hokies' day on Saturday. Their 14th straight win at home. They shot 62% from 3, but before the break, a little jawing after the foul on the three-point shot, and BJ Anya picking up a tee. Zach Leday got one as well.
Well, when you talk to Mark Godfrey, the thing he said his team, he felt like Miami was more physical. They took the fight. So this team's coming out with a lot of energy on their home debut here in ACC play. But official Les Jones came over and said he's cleaning that up right away. He's not going to allow it to progress throughout this ball game. Get it under control now so we don't have to worry about it as the game goes forward.
And on the shot, Henderson was fouled by Justin Robinson, who picked up his second personal foul. Another thing for Buzz Williams to think about. Mark Gottfried will turn 53 years old in just a couple of weeks.
Well, that's a big foul on Justin Robinson, the leader of this team at the point guard position. Looking forward to his matchup against Dennis Smith Jr., one of their most competitive kids. Really looking forward to that matchup, but now he may have to sit the remainder of this first half, saddled with 2.
There's some administration technicalities going on at center court. Les Jones not letting Anya sit out of the game. You're at 7s at the table. Our Carolina forward keys to the game for both teams. Jason?
And for Virginia Tech, front court contribution, understanding without a Dean C, they need other guys to step up, rebound, and defend. And then NC State transition defense. We've seen the Hokies get out early, 5 quick points in transition. The Pack must do an excellent job.
Well, Ty Outlaw is in the game for Virginia Tech. His shot was blocked. It'll stay with the Hokies, and now you're at 7. The 18-year-old freshman back in.
And Ty Outlaw's a guy who plays sparingly for the Hokies, gives them depth, but he has to play extensive minutes at 6'6" from Roxborough, North Carolina. He has to play really big inside for the Hokies.
Great defense inside. Malika Boo denied the look for Clark.
This kid is so dynamic. The crowd oohing and on. He has that ball on the string, head up, looking for someone to create a shot for.
He's got the mismatch. The double comes. It doesn't matter.
Yurt 7, a lot more assertive in this contest, taking the fight to the front line of Virginia Tech.
Hill throws it up, gets it to go.
That's pretty good defense. Yurt 7 verticality, hands straight up and down. But Ahmed Hill having a great season after missing all of last year due to injury.
Yeah, he really used last year well to prepare himself to return. Looking up high. Oh, off the rim and in for Abu.
What makes Dennis Smith Jr. so special? Obviously his physical athletic ability jumps off the page, but he's an active defender and he can facilitate, get other people easy shots as he did for Abu.
Clark saw a little lane, gets it back and draws the foul on Yurt 7, number 2.
Yurt 7 showing a lot of aggression here in the first half. Inside, Ty Outlaw, too small, over the left shoulder, nice hook shot in the paint. And then the alley-oop, Dennis Smith Jr. to Abdul Malik Abu, able to catch and finish in the paint for the Wolfpack.
Virginia Tech trying to weather the storm of energy here at PNC Arena. I was very impressed with the number of students in this building an hour before tip-off. The ACC home opener. There's the scores from earlier tonight. Duke bouncing back, clobbering Georgia Tech. They won by 53 in Cameron tonight.
Well, the 2 big storylines there, obviously Grayson Allen back in the lineup, 15 points, but you have to be happy for freshman Harry Giles, first double-double of his college career. Really stepped up, played good basketball, and that's a good sign for Blue Devil fans.
NC State, Terry Henderson continues his offensive onslaught. The other storyline for Duke, of course, this guy named Jeff Capel, who's getting ready to inherit a team that just won by half a century. Here's Bibbs. And the rebound for Abu. You talked to your brother this past week?
I have. Able to see him today, and I tell you what, talent, good players, have the right attitudes, make coaches look better. So he has a lot of talent to deal with. Want to wish Coach K a speedy recovery, but my brother is definitely ready, prepared. There's a lot of guys helping him to lead the Blue Devils moving forward.
From the corner, Henderson's feeling it.
These 2 guys play so well off of one another. Dennis Smith Jr. draws so much attention, and he's a willing passer, creates that opportunity for the 3-ball corner pocket from Terry Henderson.
NC State is 9 of 13 from the field.
What Dorothy said it best, there's no place like home. Back in Raleigh, shooting a hot basketball and changing their defense, going to the curveball. A little 1-3-1 zone causes the Hokies to a bad shot, but Dennis Smith Jr., a little happy feet there. Traveling call gives the Hokies another possession.
Second turnover for the Wolfpack. Torin Dorn back into the ball game. NC State was hit early in the game against Miami. The Hurricanes outscored the Wolfpack. Fast break points, points in the paint, jumped out to the early lead, crushed them on second chance buckets too.
NC State off to an excellent start. A big reason, the duo of the rescue squad, Smith, Terry Henderson Jr. for three.
Coaching, you know, we all want to win, and we want to be good at what we do. But I think college basketball coaches, college coaches in general, I think they get it. They understand that we do have a tremendous opportunity with guys in that age bracket right there to where we can really have a great impact on them.
Mark Gottfried with our PNC Bank Coach's Insight. He feels better about his team when they've made 5 shots in a row like they've done right now.
Well, absolutely. Playing with a lot of confidence, but doing it defensively as well. And as Coach Gottfried taught on, when you're dealing with 18 to 22, 23-year-olds, you have an opportunity to make a great impact on their team and their lives away from the basketball court. And this is a very talented ball club playing with supreme confidence here back in Raleigh.
Little full court pressure. Initially got the ball out of Smith Jr.'s hands, but he'll pick up the assist. Anya inside.
You attack pressure, get the ball to the middle to the playmaker Dennis Smith Jr. Able to create, and B.J. Anya simply too big, too strong inside.
The lead up to 15 and another Hokie turnover. Maverick Rowan. Kicked out of bounds by Allen. Dennis Smith Jr., he's pretty smooth out there.
Well, he does an excellent job moving against the press, and when he catches it, he's looking up the court. He's not pulling it out to go against a set defense. He's attacking against a broken defense, creates that angle and opportunity for B.J. Anya to finish inside.
I'm sure you've seen some freshman point guards who might try to dribble through that pressure by himself. He didn't do that.
Well, he's a smart player. He's very mature for his age, and although he averages, you know, a lot of points, able to knock down three-point shots, he's a facilitator wanting to get others involved as well.
Virginia Tech trying to snap a scoring drought. Hokies one of their last 7 from the field. Too strong. Rebound for Dorn. Dorn will take it. And Leday secures the rebound. He's averaged 29 minutes a game off the bench, but he might have to do more than that tonight. And Virginia Tech just can't find the range from the outside. They're 2 of 7 from 3.
And one and done. A smaller team, no one on the offensive glass, getting one crack at it each offensive possession.
NC State right now +7 on the glass.
And that's what they have to do. You must dominate when you're the bigger, stronger team. Take advantage of what you have up front. There's the 1-4 screen again with Smith and Abu.
Look out, Chris Clark.
And when you're struggling to score, you want to create easy opportunities. Chris Clark, Mr. Versatility for Virginia Tech, able to shoot the gap and finish on the break.
Steal and score to break a nearly 4-minute scoring drought. This guy is quite the athlete.
Well, that's a big reason you don't want your 4-man handling the basketball. Chris Clark, excellent in all facets of the game, especially defensively, being a rover, shoots the gap, gets an easy opportunity for Virginia Tech on the break.
Ted Capita makes an appearance here in the first half. Anya back to the bench, and Dennis Smith Jr. gets a breather as well. Chris Clark, high percentage shot. He was 5 for 5 from the field at Castle on Saturday.
Such a talented, active player, and Virginia Tech goes to a little zone. Must be aware where the shooters are. You must box out. Ted Capita, nice offensive rebound, but little happy feet inside, picks up the travel, and the Hokies lucky there. Shot goes up. You have a point guard trying to box out at center. Nice rebound without fouling, but shuffled his feet inside. Good call. Hokies have another opportunity to carve into this lead.
10.5 minutes gone. The Wolfpack doubling up the Hokies. Leday kept the dribble alive. Bibbs into traffic, and now Allen to the rim. Count it, and the foul.
It's really tough in defending and preparing to play Virginia Tech. One of the few teams in the country has 3 left-handers, so when you close out, you have to understand Seth Allen is left-handed. He's going to attack. Nice body control, takes the harm, able to kiss it off the glass and steps to the line for a possible 3-point play.
The son of a college running back. He has a fearlessness about the way he attacks the rim.
And you give he and Leday a lot of credit. Seniors, the leaders of this team, coming off the bench this year. Really doing a nice job when they come in, changing the complexity of the game. But they need these 2 guys on the road here today to really produce.
Clark in the passing lane again. Almost came up with his second theft. Rowan from the wing. Got it.
Well, he missed one from that exact same spot, a possession to go. You can't give a marksman like that a second opportunity. And there, an unforced turnover. Backcourt violation. Buzz Williams doesn't like it, but NC State playing with a lot of confidence. The crowd behind them have to do a nice job executing this offensive possession against this Virginia Tech zone defense.
NC State has the momentum right now. To the basket, Markel Johnson.
With just a lack of communication and bumping in the zone. Johnson, nice pass. UCLA cut to the hoop. No one accounted for him. The find and finish inside.
Leday draws the contact. It'll be number 2 on Capita in quick minutes.
NC State in a nice flow offensively here in this first half. Nice UCLA cut. There you see Justin Bibbs telling Chris Clark, you must bump down in that revolving zone. Miscommunication leads to an easy opportunity for NC State to finish inside.
UCLA cut coming from the top of the key downward to the bucket.
Well, it's something that the great John Wooden, when a point guard hits the wing, he's going to rub off of his big at the elbow. What that does, it creates an opportunity for an easy layup if the guard gets hung up, or if you don't bump in a zone, then you're wide open inside, and the help side opposite can't recover over, and Pack take advantage. We understand that Mark Godfrey, a lot of his principles come from that UCLA action, and there they make the Hokies pay.
Rowan takes it, makes it.
Rowan missed 8 games with a concussion. Wolfpack faithful happy to see him back this year, more than just a shooter, showing he can attack off the bounce and kiss it off the glass.
Now he has added to his game as a sophomore. That's an offensive foul. All Wolfpack here in Raleigh.
Wolfpack out to a 16-point lead in the first half. Big reason why Terry Henderson, 11 points in 9 minutes, instant offense, doing it in a variety of ways. We see the shots from distance, attacking off the bounce, playing with supreme confidence here back in the PNC Arena.
He's not the only one shooting the ball well. The Wolfpack as a team at 65%. Virginia Tech just 33% on the flip side, and Henderson into double figures already. 12th time in double figures this year for the senior from Raleigh, North Carolina.
And he's a guy that must produce on the road at Miami. 8 points, struggle shooting the basketball, 2 of 6 from distance. Here early in this first half, already 2 for 4. 11 big points, getting the Pack off to an excellent start here at home.
He's had a knack to responding really well to his other slow offensive games this year. Rowan off the bounce, puts it in.
As soon as he let that one go, he started backpedaling to the other end. That's the sign of an elite shooter who's showing he can do more than just catch and shoot off the bounce once again with a little fadeaway.
Steph Curry backpedal right there. Clark off the dribble. The extra pass for Bibbs. Got it.
And when you play Virginia Tech, that's what gets you. A lot of times it's not that first pass, it's the quick extra pass to the wing, and Justin Bibbs, an elite shooter in this league, continues his hot.
His first points of the night. Good feed inside. Abu wide open.
Well, this defense does not have the recognition that we normally see from Virginia Tech. Abu was wide open, didn't know it. Still able to strong dribble and finish with authority in the paint.
In his defense, you don't expect to be that wide open.
No, you do not. You expect to feel a little bit of contact inside. Wolfpack once again, nice job defensively, off and running.
Oh, and that was too easy.
Just opened the front door, Matador defense. Maverick Rowan able to get all the way unimpeded to the paint. And the Wolfpack faithful showing their appreciation.
Understandably, Buzz Williams had seen enough. Timeout, Virginia Tech.
Well, a big reason why. Two guys run the one, it leaves a boom. Zach Leday can't foul. Big time finish. And here, quick pass once again. Same play, same reaction. Abu, big time finish in the paint. Maverick Rowan. For Wolfpack faithful, it's great to have that young man back. Excellent freshman season, but you improved the most between your freshman and sophomore years. Last year, catch and shoot guy. We've seen him early in this first half go off the bounce, be able to create easy opportunities. 9 of the team's last 13 points. Wolfpack on a roll.
This place is alive. Wolfpack shooting 70% from the field. Clark at the elbow, sets up Leday. Wild shot, rebound, Yurt 7.
Last season, Zach Leday, you had to respect his three-point shot. This year, not shooting it with confidence. And once again, the inside presence of Yurt 7, as well as Abu, doing a key job protecting the rim.
Wolfpack leading by 19. Smith's been quiet so far. Yurt 7 had it, lost it. Scooped up by Bibbs. Chris Clark banks it in.
And again, that was the key. Mark Godfrey throughout shoot-around talked about we must get back. And when a team is laboring to score, you can't allow easy opportunities. Virginia Tech loves pitching the ball up, able to get a quick one in transition.
Oh, to the basket goes Henderson. You don't see him post up a ton, but he can do it.
Well, he has the size and he has the savvy, and more importantly right now, he's playing with such confidence. Believes he can do a little bit of everything, showing his full package here in the first half.
Ahmed Hill just picked up his second personal, so now Robinson and Hill each with 2 fouls apiece. Still 5:09 in the half. Henderson came into the game hot, 15 for 30 from deep over his last 6. This NC State team, high expectations this year. Of course, the first 4 years of Mark Gottfried to the NCAA tournament. Won a ton of games last year. Fell back in the race in the ACC. But such hype with the recruiting class led by Dennis Smith Jr. And in the ACC home opener, the Wolfpack, through 15 minutes, have looked very, very good. Good look from the corner. Hill could not connect.
These are all looks that in the Hokies home opener against the Duke Blue Devils, they're making all of these shots. What a difference going on the road makes, but we still have a lot of basketball to play. Hokies must continue to play, create easy opportunities, can't settle for three-point shots.
It's been a theme through the first week of conference play, hasn't it? Anya has about a 100-pound advantage.
That was like a big body Benz just rolling down the lane, keeping Leday on his back, and finishes with the lucky lefty inside.
Looked to me like a pickup truck.
You said it, not me, partner.
Robinson left open, can't hit it. Smith skies for the board. Wolfpack by 20 and looking for more. Smith to the basket. Timeout, Virginia Tech.
DJ Anya getting the job done, has him on his hip. The shimmy, the spin, the finish inside with the left hand.
You are watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports. Today's coverage of ACC basketball being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network. We welcome the nearly 1 million men and women of the U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines stationed around the globe in 175 countries and on the high seas. We're so proud to have you with us, grateful for all that you do, and hope you're not a Virginia Tech fan, because if you are, you're probably not in a great mood.
What a difference now for Virginia Tech this week in the top 25 at 21 as Seth Allen attacks, able to finish off the glass. But what a difference now for this Virginia Tech team to be the hunted. They've been the team hunting others, and to get to this point in the transition now under Buzz Williams. Now they're being hunted by other teams, and once again, runner shooter to the corner, two guys run out. It frees up Darius Hicks, a nice find. And they may have to check this basket at halftime because the Wolfpack doing some damage on the rim.
That was the first field goal in Darius Hicks's college career. A dunk in the ACC home opener.
Break down defensively. You run a shooter and Maverick Rowan to the corner. Two guys go out, and Dennis Smith Jr. defined. And what a way to have your first basket of your career.
Wow.
And a guy that is having himself an evening here in Raleigh tonight. Homeboy Terry Henderson knocks down yet another three.
Henderson's got 15 points in 14 minutes. The lead is 25. Now it's 22. Set shot, Zach Leday. You mentioned it, Jason. Virginia Tech riding high. Their freshman big man only playing 13 minutes a game, but he goes down and shoot around, not available tonight. The Hokies have looked stunned. Oh, great defense. That's all ball. It'll be a jump. Hokies have the arrow.
One of the problems for Virginia Tech, a thin front line, and the production of freshman Hadim C, a guy that protects the rim, rebounds the basketball, plays solid defense, as well as giving you just under 6 points a game. And shoot around, tweaked his ankle, seemed to be in a lot of pain, and it's a long season. You must be careful with such a young, valuable player. And not just him, you have Johnny Hamilton out for the year, KJ Blackshear. Those are three guys that would add depth to the front line, also out for Virginia Tech.
I was wondering if we might see Devin Wilson tonight. The football player had a couple of receptions for Justin Fuente's Hokies. As Henderson now at 17. Devin Wilson dressed for the game against Duke, but he's only practiced a few times. Got some experience, but he's not the big guy they need.
Yeah, he's a ball handler. He's a guy that's going to add depth at the guard position, but right now they need size and guys that can fill it up, and Ahmed Hill's a good start. Comes off the screen, hands and feet ready, knocks down a timely three-point shot.
Well, I'm sure from your coaching days, if you're behind, you know that a comeback starts at the defensive end. Right now, NC State, believe it or not, is 21 of 30 from the floor. That's 70%. Timeout called by NC State. Well, if you missed it earlier tonight, the Duke Blue Devils with the 5th largest win in ACC history. Mike Krzyzewski's team put up over 100, but we won't see him on the bench for a while, Jason.
Well, for a guy that dealt with back pain, I feel for Coach K, one of the legendary coaches, maybe the greatest coach outside of the great John Wooden in college basketball. But he has to step away, but talent is there when you talk about the Duke Blue Devils. Grayson Allen back in action. And Jeff Capel steps in, a proven winner. Did it at VCU. Great run there at Oklahoma. Back now at Duke, his alma mater. My big brother takes over the reins of the Duke Blue Devils. He's prepared, he's ready. And along with John Shire, Nate James, and Nolan Smith, coupled with the talented roster, I think they're going to be in good hands until Coach K can take back command. You know him as well as anyone. How will his personality be different from Coach Krzyzewski? Well, he's going to be who he is, and Coach K has given him a lot of room to help run that basketball program. So the players obviously they know who he is, and I think the country is getting to know who Dennis Smith Jr. is. Great up and under, able to finish inside.
Dennis Smith Jr. already has 5 assists in the ball game. Leday hangs in the air, a little off balance. Ball ricochets to Smith.
Well, it's been that kind of half for Virginia Tech and for NC State. Even when it's an errant pass, the ball just seems to find an NC State player's hands. I think that lob was supposed to be for a boo. He didn't recognize it. Ends up in Maverick Rowan's hands. He says, "I'll take it." Able to finish inside.
As magical as Saturday must have felt for the Hokies, this has been an even more incredible performance from NC State. Rowan got his hand on the ball. Smith throws it ahead. Rowan. And that's Chris Clark knocking over our cameraman under the bucket, but not giving up on the play. Coming up in the Hardee's halftime report, we'll show you a great moment from our 35 years of broadcasting ACC basketball, and one that will bring back a lot of great memories for Wolfpack fans. We'll find out who the fans think should be the ACC Rookie of the Year with a live vote at theacc.com/live vote. So stay tuned for the Hardee's halftime report. And NC State's making a memory tonight.
Well, growing up in the state of North Carolina, watching Raycom Sports, I grew up on ACC basketball.
I bet.
You remember, obviously, ACC tournament, you're able to get out of class and watch it a little bit, but watching my brother for 4 years and being able to play myself, truly a special league, the best league in college basketball, and Raycom Sports bringing you the best action for 35 years now.
Well, in 2016-17, this league is strong as ever. Currently 7 teams in the top 25. Clock's winding down. Smith gets it off. And that's about the only thing that didn't go right in the first half for Mark Gottfried's team. NC State 72% from the field, up by 25 points.
Very impressive first half. You look at the offensive numbers, they jump off the page, but defensively at the point of attack, NC State came out, executed their game plan, really took this high-octane Virginia Tech offense out of their game plan. A dominant first half from the Wolfpack.
NC State outscored Virginia Tech in the paint 32-12. Wolfpack by 25 at the break.
Geico, saving people money for over 75 years. By your Carolina Ford dealers. By Gatorade. Win from within. And by Bojangles. It's bow time.
A balmy day here in Raleigh, North Carolina, the state capital. Everett Case, Kay Yao, and of course Jimmy V. All monuments of this program, which has a 25-point lead as we take the floor to begin the second half. If you had a guess of what Buzz Williams' message was at halftime, what would you've been in that locker room at halftime?
Well, he can't be happy. His team must come out and play with great energy, but we have a superstar in our midst here to watch this second half. Fayetteville, North Carolina native, J. Cole, friends with Dennis Smith Jr. from our hometown of Fayetteville, North Carolina. #1 record in the country for your eyes only. Good to have J. Cole in the house.
A quick deflection. It'll stay with NC State. Again, if you joined us late, the Hokies had a change to the starting lineup today because in shoot-around this afternoon around 4:30 here in Raleigh inside the arena, Hadim C. went up for a ball, came down awkwardly, was in a lot of pain, had to be helped off the floor. And obviously in the jumpsuit on the Hokies bench, we'll await further word on him. Clark a little out of control. Doran the other way. They missed you at 7 inside and they turn it over. And Clark lost the handle. It's Wolfpack ball.
But both teams looking to push, but the Hokies, you can't squander opportunities. You get stops, you get turnovers, able to push. You can't give the ball right back. You have to take advantage of those opportunities on the break.
What a first half for Terry Henderson. 5 of 9 from the floor. He had 17 points.
The if you're Buzz Williams, you want your team just to come out and execute in 4-minute intervals. Show great aggression, do the job defensively, and someone has to stop and cool Terry Henderson. Ahmed Hill able to get that stop there.
There's Ahmed Hill, too strong.
Well, these are the looks that Virginia Tech wants. This is how they play. They push the ball up, they fill the wings and corners, they dribble, drive, and kick. And for much of the season, been able to knock down those shots, just having a cold night here in Raleigh.
Some teams are great shooting teams, as Smith clangs one. Other teams catch lightning in a bottle and then try to recapture it 3 nights later, and it's not that easy.
Well, it's not, and sloppy plays not going to help. Again, able to get a stop. Chris Clark wide open in transition, unable to connect. Hokies push again, and Justin Robinson, nice attack downhill. Able to take the harm, the hit. Earns himself a trip to the foul line. An aggressive player, left-hander that wants to go left. You must cut off that left hand and force him back to the right. Gets downhill, draws the foul, and with the clock stopped, this is the best way to carve into a lead, put points on the board when that clock isn't ticking.
Well, you were saying before the game, Jason, that Justin Robinson really takes a matchup like this personally against a guy of Dennis Smith Jr.'s caliber in terms of the hype.
Well, he does. He's a competitor in his sophomore year, grown by leaps and bounds, and make no mistake, he was looking forward to this matchup, but 2 early fouls put him on the bench, and he was never able to get into a flow. And when the ball starts rolling downhill, it's hard to stop, especially with this offensive attack we've seen from NC State here throughout this contest.
Just barely got it across midcourt, and then Dennis Smith Jr. tripped from behind by Leday. Second personal foul on Leday, and the first personal was the technical, that double technical early in the game that Les Jones called to try to calm everybody down a little bit.
They clean things up, and that's what you want from a veteran officiating crew. And that technical foul has led to NC State really taking control of this game, being dominant on both sides of the ball.
Third personal on Ahmed Hill. Mark Gottfried said the other day, whether there are 5 people in our arena or 55,000, we need to play with the same energy.
Well, they've done that. They've given this crowd something to cheer about, playing with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. And those are the last 2 things he said in shoot around the day. And there's an offensive foul by Amir Yurtseven, but if you're Mark Gottfried, you're okay with that. He's playing with physicality. He's throwing his body around. Those are the types of fouls that if he's going to get in a game like this, you feel good about, because what you talked to him about after the Miami game, playing with the physicality he's bringing to the floor here tonight.
Different level of toughness required to play inside of the ACC compared to the U18 Euro Championships.
Scoring 90 points, 100 points is, that's great on paper, but ACC play is a different animal, and the Hokies need to get easy opportunities. Dominating the first half, points in the paint. There's Zach Leday, wheeling and dealing, able to finish inside.
Banked it home as Abu went straight up defensively. That's an offensive foul on Dennis Smith Jr.
And that's what I'm talking about from Justin Robinson right there. He takes it upon himself as a personal challenge to guard the opposition's point guard. Moves his feet, doing a nice job squaring up Dennis Smith. Shows his hands, feet is sliding. Got his body in front, took the contact. And the Hokies looking to claw their way back into this contest. There's a lot of basketball left to be played, Evan.
So far in the second half, NC State almost has as many turnovers as they had in the entire first half. 4-3. Robinson left open, puts it in.
And he can be the guy to turn the tide there. The ball fake creates that easy opportunity, and a little token pressure leads to a steal, and Ahmed Hill from 3.
Puts it in again.
Don't look now, but here come the Hokies.
10 straight for Virginia Tech out of the locker room.
The greatest compliment you can give a team is they play with their coach's passion. And this team, that's what they've been built on, and that's what they're doing now here in this second half. Doing a nice job to draw the cross-court pass, and Ahmed Hill shooting a hot basketball. Bang! From 3.
What was a 25-point lead has been trimmed to 15. Virginia Tech back within a reasonable margin. Time to look at the nation's top 25, brought to you by the Honda dealers of the Carolinas, and tying a record 7 ACC teams in that top 25. Virginia Tech into the poll. NC State making a case to be considered in weeks to come with shooting nights like this.
17's all-time record, and look out for Florida State. Not many people are talking about them, but a dangerous team. Bacon, an explosive scorer. Isaac, so versatile.
Inside out of the timeout to Malik Abu. Allowed 2.
Great execution out of a timeout. The cross screen frees Abu, and the pass leads to the angle, and Abu doing another chin-up on the rim.
Anya swats it away. Smith into the traffic, and Hill emerges and then lost it. Rowan behind the back to Smith.
A lot of contact on 3 consecutive possessions. Buzz Williams giving the officials an earful, and rightfully so. A lot of contact on both ends, and Dennis Smith Jr. finishes it with a jam inside.
Not too often the big fella takes a charge. He just did.
NC State doing a nice job. Fall asleep, Abu catches it, and he knows how to finish with a slam dunk. Maverick Rowan behind the back. Dennis Smith Jr. for your eyes only. Ahmed Hill getting the job done here in the second half for Virginia Tech. Knocking down timely 3-point shots in constant movement. You must recognize that he's a guy shooting a hot basketball. Run him off that 3-point line. 3 for 3 here to start the second half. Hokies shooting over 50%, but when you're trying to mount a comeback, you must get stops. And that bang-bang play just before the break allowed the Wolfpack to get in transition, and 2 easy baskets for the Wolfpack, and another opportunity now with the possession of the basketball.
Turning point, though. Ahmed Hill just picked up his 4th personal foul before the ball was inbounded, and he goes to the bench. 5 points away from 500. The redshirt sophomore will take a seat.
Well, you know, at halftime, Buzz Williams challenged his team to play hard, play with a sense of passion and urgency, but you must be smart. Ahmed Hill, too valuable.
Stop and start. Dennis Smith Jr.
You talk about value. This guy's value continues to go up and up. We saw him facilitate in the first half, get other guys opportunities. Here, being a little more aggressive off the bounce.
Speaking of, Chris Clark to the rim. He'll get to the line. NC State has answered well. A 6-0 run after Tech scored 10 straight.
Well, he's from Fayetteville, North Carolina, but Raleigh has become Mr. Smith's neighborhood. The old Steve Smith stop and go, show it and come back the opposite direction. One of the most explosive players in college basketball happens to be a point guard. If he gets that inside shoulder by you, heads up, because he's attacking the rim with authority.
I've heard all sorts of comparisons for Dennis Smith Jr. from Allen Iverson to Chris Paul to Russell Westbrook. That's obviously all high praise. Who's the guy he reminds you the most of?
Well, when you talk about explosion, he has a lot of Russell Westbrook characteristics, being able to pass, facilitate. Could be on the verge of a triple-double here today. Has an impressive stat line, but Russell Westbrook has a motor that not many human beings have. So I think if you want to have something that separates the two, it's that one little it factor, that competitiveness that Russell Westbrook has that not many others have. But from a talent standpoint, there aren't many players in college basketball today more talented than number 4 in the white jersey.
Westbrook's in a league of his own.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Triple-Double. My early vote for MVP of the NBA.
Oh goodness, what was that?
And give Buzz Williams a lot of credit. He understands that this team has gone on a heck of a run throughout this season, doing a nice job winning games. He's built them to this point. They're having an off night. So instead of exploding on that sideline, he understands it's a long season, a long conference play. This is a veteran team. They must get better. and I believe they will.
After a couple deflections, Henderson frees up for 2. Another turnover. Allen lost it, and then Smith hit from behind by Bibbs. You said it, Jason. Virginia Tech was just a couple buckets away from coming into tonight undefeated. They could have been the 4th remaining undefeated team with Villanova, Baylor, Gonzaga. Of course, Villanova got knocked off tonight by Chris Holtman's Butler Bulldogs. So now we're down to 2 undefeated teams in men's college basketball. In women's college basketball, NC State women coming off 2 top 10 wins, and Virginia Tech women, as they throw it up high, could not connect with Henderson. And a foul in the backcourt. Kenny Brooks's Virginia Tech women's basketball team, one of 3 remaining women's basketball teams that are undefeated in America. How about that?
Doing an excellent job. ACC play on men's and women's just absolutely tremendous this season. And when you talk about Virginia Tech on the men's side, the wins over Nebraska, on the road at Michigan, beat Ole Miss at home, Cal, Duke, an impressive resume. The only blemish against Texas A&M, and obviously having an off night tonight, but it's a long year. ACC play is something you have to show up every night for 40 minutes, and your key players have to produce. One of those key players, Zach Leday, maybe gaining some confidence in his outside shot, which he had throughout last year.
Not exactly Ray Allen with that release, but it worked for him.
That's a 40 and over YMCA league.
Abu, count it, and the foul.
Must get stops. NC State doing a nice job isolating Abu on the elbow. You know how explosive he is. You see how low he got on that rip. Kids at home, you rip that ball under your knees, your inside shoulder to the opponent's hip. That frees him to get to the rim, able to kiss it off the glass and finishes off the 3-point play. Not many happy faces from the Virginia Tech sidelines. The team has played so well throughout this season, a dominant effort at home against Duke. Simply doesn't have it today. Turnovers, easy opportunities, and even Maverick Rowan trying to get in on the dunking action.
He'll get some grief from the guys in the locker room after the game.
Shoots the gap. How many times have we seen that today? Turnovers leading opportunities. And Maverick Rowan has shown he can knock down shots, gone off the bounce today. He wanted the Wolfpack Nation to see his hops there on the break. Unable to finish.
The difference is 22. Justin Robinson, chance for a 3-point play.
When are they going to realize he's a left-hander that wants to go left at all costs? Does a nice job on the rescreen there. Attacks. He really has great body control when he attacks the paint. Eyes are always focused on the rim. Takes the harm. Able to finish it off the glass. But if you're Virginia Tech, you can't trade baskets. You're in the hole by 20. You have to put together stops and compete for the final 13-39 of this contest.
Foul was on Henderson, just his first. Full court pressure from the Hokies. Wolfpack breaks it easily. And then gives it right back to the orange-shirted team.
And Mark Godfrey saying, what are you guys doing? You have to handle success. The Wolfpack has had great success tonight because they came out sense of urgency, literally punched NC State in the mouth on the defensive side. They're playing good basketball. You can't have those little mishaps like on that last possession, turning it over.
Allen left it short. Dennis Smith Jr. on the triple-double watch now has 11 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. And 13 minutes to grab a few boards and a couple dimes.
I think we're going to see him on the court for quite a bit. And
how about that shooter's touch?
When it's going, it's going. Ball touched every part of the cylinder. Fell through nice and easy just as Maverick Rowan drew it up.
I thought the holiday season was over. That was a gift.
Wrapped in red.
First game of 2017 for both these squads. Virginia Tech beginning a tough road trip. They got to go to Tallahassee. And the tough thing about this first 3-game stretch for Virginia Tech, they played at noon on Saturday. They play at 9 p.m. on Wednesday. And then 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the Tucker Center against the Seminoles this weekend.
Oh, these are young kids. They can handle it. But what you can't handle is B.J. Anya, well over 300 pounds. Seth Allen guarding them, but Anya tried to get a little closer with the travel. Maverick Rowan, an elite shooter, but even great shooters need a friendly bounce from time to time. Ball kisses every part of the cylinder before it falls through the hoop.
How do you teach a soft touch like that?
I think you're born with it. I mean, you can spend time in the gym, but some people are literally born with an ability to do certain things. I think Maverick Rowan was born to shoot a basketball, and a great example there, soft touch.
Rowan too strong this time. Rebound for Abu. Rowan wants the bucket, and not this time either. Under 12 to play, 21-point game. Outlaw clangs it off the iron, and NC State will slow it down.
Again, Virginia Tech getting good looks. These are wide open jump shots that they've made throughout the season. Sometimes you have to shake the opponent's hands and say congratulations. It's just not my night.
Dorn came up with a loose ball and pays it off. First points of the night for Torin Dorn. As Leday runs through the traffic, it'll stay with the Hokies, and we'll get ourselves a timeout. 11:08 to go here at PNC Arena. Wolfpack by 23. So that means we're checking out the Bojangles fan, or in this case, fans of the game. Wolfpack fans have their mojo tonight.
Doing a little shimmy, little shoulder bop there, and it's been that kind of night. A lot of smiles, a lot of high fives, a lot of oohs and ahs, because it's been an absolute explosion on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively for the Wolfpack, and a lot of highlight-type plays here tonight.
Around the ACC, brought to you by Nicoderm. Duke blowing out Georgia Tech earlier tonight. Miami falling at the Carrier Dome. Syracuse bouncing back from the loss to BC, and a good one. Notre Dame and Louisville, 4-point game. 1 quarter of that ball game left. Not a bad ball game at the Peterson Event Center either. Panthers and Cavs, 3-point tilt as Ahmed Hill buries it from the wing.
Well, that Duke contest, the 5th largest margin of victory in ACC play for the Blue Devils. Just doing an excellent job of bounce back win, protect your home court. But more importantly, the Devils get Grayson Allen back, freshman beginning to get healthy. Harry Giles' first double-double of his young career could be doomed for everyone else if that team is able to get everybody on the same page moving forward.
Markel Johnson with a nice touch. Furthermore, for Duke, they beat tonight Georgia Tech by 53. Georgia Tech just knocked off a top 10 team on Saturday.
And again, ACC play can be very humbling. Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech on cloud 9 respectively, knocking off North Carolina and Duke. The teams picked 1 and 2 in ACC play, but your game must travel. You can't play all of league play on your home court. You must travel, be ready to compete night in, night out, because there are guys waiting to attack you at the very next opportunity.
As you see, Yurt 7 just picked up his 4th. Anya, the senior from our nation's capital, back in the ball game. Chris Clark had the triple-double earlier this year against the Citadel, one of 28 triple-doubles in the history of ACC basketball. We could end up seeing the 29th tonight.
Well, Chris Clark, first triple-double in the history of Virginia Tech basketball. A Swiss Army knife type of player, does a little bit of everything on both sides of the ball for the Hokies, and wasn't able to just fill every category here today. Just an absolute buzzsaw from the Wolfpack throughout this contest.
And of course, one of those 28 triple-doubles by Mr. Jason Capel in the year 2000 for the Tar Heels. Has a bow, flushes.
Markel Johnson moving the ball flawlessly, draws that second defender, and I've lost count. That's probably the 6th or 7th dunk for Abu, taking his anger out on the rim.
Clark Bumped by Anya. Three on Anya.
Abdul Malik Abu. Johnny on the spot. Another UCLA cut. The second defender comes. He follows his man. Johnson, nice pass, and we understand Abu knows how to finish with authority.
By the way, when you had that triple-double, did you lose count of your stats, or did you know what was happening?
I had no idea what was happening. Matt Doherty called a timeout and told me you have 2 minutes to get a rebound, and my teammates knew it, and I think they cleared out for me to get not one but 2 rebounds to finish off that job. What an honor. 2 triple-doubles in the history of North Carolina basketball came in successive weeks. Brendan Haywood had one against Miami with points, rebounds, and blocked shots. I had mine feeding those guys with assists, but such an honor.
Markel Johnson way too strong. NC State still comfortably in charge. The bump in the lane goes against Johnson. And Dennis Smith Jr. coming back into the game. Not sure if Mark Gottfried mentioned anything, but he's 3 rebounds and 2 assists away from just the second triple-double in the history of Wolfpack basketball. You know who had the other? Mr. Julius
Hodge. The Jules from Harlem headed for stardom.
December 14th, 2002 against the Aggies of North Carolina A&T. Markel Johnson's given Mark Gottfried some good minutes. 1 of 2 at the line, and a long pass ahead. Outlaw denies Torin Dorn.
Well, a clean play there. If you're Virginia Tech, it's all about continuing to compete. Breakdown, didn't get back in transition. On second look, Outlaw may have got his inside hand. Little push on Torin Dorn.
Now he's looking for 3.
You take away my 2-point dunk, I'm going to fill the corner. Dennis Smith Jr. is going to dribble drive, baseline, baseline drive, baseline drift. Dorn with a big-time 3 in the corner.
There's the 8th rebound for Dennis Smith Jr. He's got 11, 8, and 9. Smith, whistle before the shot. First foul on Seth Allen.
Talk about the athletic ability of Dennis Smith Jr. This is a guy who tore his ACL the summer headed into his senior year of high school, and to be quite honest, I think he's more athletic now than he was then. Enrolled early here at NC State so he could rehab that knee, get some work done in the classroom. But all of the hype that you heard about this young man, #1 point guard in the country, he's produced. He's put this team on his back. He fills every category you need from a point guard. He's a leader. He's under control. He facilitates, makes others better. And he's willing to take and make big shots to put you in the winner's circle. And defensively is where I've been most impressed here in this contest. Really got the Pack off to a nice start in the first half.
And even a guy with all the skills and all the height, Hill's 3 rims out, can still stumble on the road. That's his 9th rebound there. Very comfortable here at PNC Arena. Nice dish. There's the 10th assist.
Did you see the look off? Dennis Smith Jr. killed his dribble, picked it up. A little eye contact to the corner, sent the defense shifting, and a little over-the-shoulder quick pass. And a boom. For fans at home, maybe you have count. I've lost count. This guy's been absolutely punishing the rim all night long.
Abu is 8 for 8 from the floor. 17 points. Soaring in, Chris Clark banks it in. Dennis Smith Jr. already has a double-double, second one of the year, but he's looking for more. Uh-oh. This place reaching a dangerous decibel level.
And Dennis Smith Jr. from Fayetteville, North Carolina, giving it what you want on the break.
Back after these words from your ACC local station. You are watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports. Also streaming live now on the ACC.com and on the official ACC mobile app.
27-point lead for the Wolfpack, and a big reason, the play of Dennis Smith Jr. in his bag all night long, doing it in a variety of ways, up and unders, off the vertical two-hand dunk from a point guard. Already flirting with a triple-double. And when he's on the break, put the wife and kids to bed because it's going to be a show.
And a chance for a three-point play. Out of the timeout, he does it himself.
And the show must go on. This young man, 16 points now, 10 assists, 9 rebounds. Just too quick, too explosive. When he gets in the lane, he can finish through contact. And you got to love the passion, the reaction that he's putting forth on his home court here tonight.
Ooh. Only thing he hasn't done well tonight is shoot free throws. He's 2 for 5 in that department. Thankfully for the Wolfpack fans, doesn't matter in a 29-point game. Virginia Tech will be at Florida State on Saturday. Leday knocks in another 3, and Buzz Williams takes the timeout. 6:48 to play. 15 points for Leday in his first start of the year.
Make no mistake about it, Buzz Williams is going to continue to coach this team tough. Each opportunity now is a chance to get better. This is a teachable moment. This team has a target on their back. They knocked off Duke. Only one blemish on the season. They have to get accustomed to being the hunted now in ACC play.
Well, they came into tonight with 8 straight wins. Longest winning streak since the 81-82 season at Virginia Tech, when they won 9 in a row. School record for wins in a row, 12 back in 1917-18. Look at our Toyota game summary. Ahmed Hill, 14 points. Malika Boo's got 17. For summaries of other ACC games, go to the Toyota Game Center on the ACC.com. How about 64% from the floor for the Wolfpack?
Getting the job done, and
Smith was getting ready to detonate.
Zach Leday, a brave man.
Yes, indeed.
Number 4 in white, coming at you with a head of steam. Well over a 40-inch vertical.
Didn't it look like a poster was brewing right there?
I braced for liftoff. I buckled my seatbelt, braced for liftoff, because again, anytime Dennis Smith Jr. is anywhere near that rim, it's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
What will you be most looking forward to when NC State plays the Tar Heels this weekend?
Well, North Carolina lost on the road, obviously, at Georgia Tech. A narrow victory against a better Clemson ball club. Carolina has to get back to dominating the paint. Joel Berry really carried them over the finish line. 30 points, knocking down shots from distance. But North Carolina basketball is beating you up inside, offensive rebounds, being able to finish. They must get back to that, as well as being a stout defensive ball club, more than capable. But now this is a Wolfpack team. This game is well in hand, going to come in with a lot of confidence, having won in Chapel Hill.
It's a backcourt violation after Outlaw hit the 3. He's won a lot of games. Took his team from 2 ACC wins in his first year on the job to 10 last year. He said to me earlier today, Virginia Tech, people think we're supposed to be the easy win, but we're not, and there aren't any easy wins in this league.
Well, make no mistake, they're the hunted now.
Yep.
Picked in the preseason number 10. I thought even then that was drastically low. Buzz Williams, one of the great coaches in college basketball, has really infused his culture on this team. And to be quite honest, they're ahead of the curve. This is year 3 You talked about 10 league wins last year, winning 20 on the season. NIT berth, advanced to the second round before losing to BYU. And now this is an older team. Yep. He got there, they were young before. You think they're juniors now, and seniors in Lede and Allen. Talented ball club, just ran into a buzzsaw here on the road today, and that just shows you must be ready to play when that ball goes up in every venue if you expect to get wins in ACC play.
Hadim C. not in action tonight for the Hokies. It'll be just the second loss of the year for Virginia Tech. Rowan lost it inside. It's 15 turnovers now for the Wolfpack as Clark goes soaring and scoring to the rim.
And I love the fact Virginia Tech continues to compete. They're not throwing in the towel, giving up highlight-type plays. They're playing hard, but when you have a magician with the basketball, you're going to get easy opportunities. But Virginia Tech continuing to push, continue to play their game.
Ty Outlaw knocks in another.
And that's who they are. The pressure narrowly causes a turnover. And Chris Clark and Dennis Smith Jr. getting into it. And Dennis Smith Jr., he's the point guard of this team, albeit a freshman. He's the leader. Mark Godfrey called him the Pied Piper. Everyone's going to follow him. Good, bad, or indifferent. With great ability comes great responsibility. He can't get caught up in that type of play. Plays over, a lot of pushing and shoving. Chris Clark with the bump. And both guys tough. Both guys not going to back down. Chris Clark from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Not a lot of back down in him, and we understand from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Dennis Smith Jr. is not going to back down from anything, but you must keep your head. Both teams, too valuable to their ball clubs, both players must do a better job keeping their head late in this contest.
That stare down looked like two fighters at a weigh-in.
Make no mistake, that was real. You know, a lot of times in sports, guys stare down and, you know, they're not going to do anything. These two guys are tough players, tough competitors, and that's what makes them so good. You want them to leave it on the court, play clean basketball, and not get involved in those types of plays, especially with a game well in hand.
.5:16 to go. The difference is 19. Dennis Smith Jr., 7 of 13 from the floor, 1 rebound away from the triple-double. And this guy knows how to get to the basket, as the shot chart suggests.
Well, he's a guy that loves to attack, sure. He shot a hot basketball coming to this game, making 16 of his last 28 threes. But when you have supreme athleticism, you can blow by a defender, and when you can finish over or through people, you're going to get downhill and be able to finish in the paint. But what he hasn't been able to do with all good point guards must be able to do to finish games balls in your hand is knock down free throws. I know we're nitpicking here, Evan, but the one thing he hasn't been able to do today is knock down those free throws with any consistency.
4 of 8 from the line now. Technicals were issued to Terry Henderson and Chris Clark after that little skirmish. Smith's hanging out under the bucket, and he couldn't get there first. Lede diving for the loose ball, and then Clark aggressive to the basket.
And again, you see the passion. This is the reason this Virginia Tech team is so much better in year 3. The reason they have grown by leaps and bounds. The dive on the floor, Chris Clark attacking the basket, the kiss through the arm, and the passion that still exudes. It hasn't been their night. But they continue to play hard, understanding they are going to live to fight another day, and it's a long season in ACC conference play.
Clark came into today averaging about 15 points per game over his last 5. He's now got 15 tonight, one of 4 Hokies in double figures. And there's the 16th turnover of the night for the Wolfpack. Virginia Tech has scored 14 in the last 16 points. Crazier things have happened.
And more importantly, if you're Mark Godfrey, you're proud of the effort your team has put forth, especially coming off a loss. But finish the game the right way. Giving up easy opportunities, offensive rebounds. You're allowing Virginia Tech to gain confidence. This team isn't going to stop until the final whistle. They continue to play hard, and you can't allow a team 4:30 to go to believe they can win the game. It's only a 15-point game. Take care of the basketball. If you believe you have the game in hand, finish the game the right way if you're NC State.
That's all for Justin Robinson. 27 minutes, 13 points, 5 assists, 2 boards, and 5 personal fouls. The sophomore from Manassas, Virginia, will ride the pine the rest of the night after he played 39 minutes against the Blue Devils on Saturday.
And the guy that's going to fill in for him, junior Justin Bibbs, the hero, the guy that got it all started in a big-time win over Duke at home.
Bibbs has been quiet tonight.
He's been quiet. And that's what you need. You need that consistency. Virginia Tech has 5 guys averaging double figures. Bibbs isn't one of them. He's shown he can explode, especially from distance, but he's one of the key pieces to this team. And when you go on the road, you need all hands on deck pulling in the same direction. And not having Justin Bibbs, his production on either side, has really cost the Hokies here today.
Well, Smith's getting a bunch of free throw practice here these last 5-6 minutes. Markel Johnson returns, replacing Anya. Smith still looking for his 10th rebound. If he gets it, he'll be just the second man in the history of the NC State men's basketball program to record a triple-double. Ahmed Hill. Nope. There it is.
There it is.
Dennis Smith Jr. with a triple-double tonight at PNC Arena.
And when that shot went up, point guards typically are supposed to get back. But Dennis Smith Jr. went downhill, went up high, skying for that rebound, able to corral it. And the fans giving him a round of applause, positive recognition for a talented player who his best games are ahead of him.
20, 10, and 10. It's just the 29th triple-double in the history of ACC basketball. Now in its 63rd season.
Well, special player who, again, everyone around the program says he lives in the gym, works hard, watches film on defense. And for him to come out after struggling a bit as a team on the road to now have this dominant performance, special player, Dennis Smith Jr.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Geico, saving people money for over 75 years. By Food Lion, raising standards without raising prices. How refreshing. And by your local Chevy dealers.
Let's take a look at our Haviland defensive shield. North Carolina State in the first half really held Virginia Tech at bay. And the Wolfpack blocking a bunch of shots tonight. Yurt Seven's presence around the rim makes a difference, doesn't it?
Well, he did the job to start the game. First play of the contest, they ran a little 1-4 screen, allowed him an easy opportunity, knock down a jump shot for a young player. That gives you confidence, and he took it to the defensive end. And VJ Anya 3 blocks on the evening as well. Ty Outlaw knocks down a 3-point shot, and make no mistake, Virginia Tech's not going to go quietly. They're going to continue to compete and battle until the final horn.
9 points now for Outlaw off the bench. Smith Jr. still in the ball game. He's got a triple-double tonight. Just the second in the history of the NC State program. He joins Julius Hodge. Shot clock down to 7. And Smith with a left hand.
The first step, the explosion to create that avenue to the lane, and then the craftiness to switch it to the lucky lefty. A deflection which narrowly creates a steal.
Clark and Smith both scrapping for it. It'll belong to the pack. Dennis Smith Jr. has scored the last 12 for NC State, and he's still making hustle plays like this.
Well, the deflection, first to the floor. These guys are playing hard, but the most emotion I've seen Dennis Smith show throughout this contest was right there. The deflection, He dove on the floor. This game is well in hand. Again, it's a kid that when you talk to the staff, he wants to watch film on defense. So it's no surprise that he gets hyped for a defensive play right there, but that shows how special he is, how special he can be. And he's the leader of a talented ball club who is looking to compete to win a lot of games here in the ACC.
Clark behind the back, unable to answer Smith's left hand. You know, it's going to be a double-digit win for the Wolfpack, barring something crazy here. Still a lot of teachable moments tonight for Mark Gottfried in the film room the next couple of days.
Well, absolutely. When you have a team down, you must put them away. Turning the ball over, especially when you look and turn the page at what's coming next. A trip to Chapel Hill, a team that we understand is big up front. Joe Barry playing as well as anybody, especially coming off a 30-point game, knocking down timely three-point shots for the Hills and win over Clemson. But Boston College, who knocked off Syracuse at home, has shown that they have a talented player from here in Raleigh, North Carolina, Jerome Robinson, and his backcourt mate, Kai Bowman. You can't sleep on anybody, so you can't have these lackadaisical moments here late, turning the ball over, because ACC play is going to continue to come at you full speed ahead.
What do you think Coach Roy Williams was thinking watching the Wolfpack tonight?
I think he's thinking Dennis Smith Jr. is pretty doggone good, first and foremost. And Terry Henderson can knock down shots, but their size really stepped up to the plate in this contest. And
oh, there's the 11th rebound, and he tips in his own miss.
Well, it should be an assist, because make no mistake, that's an old Tracy McGrady play from days of Mount Zion in Durham, North Carolina. Carried it to the NBA. You throw it off the backboard to yourself, go get it and finish, then you come on the other end and get a steal.
Henderson pays it off.
So let's keep track here. Assist to himself off the backboard, rebound finish, steal, assist. This guy has filled every category throughout this contest here tonight.
A little bit like an and one mixtape right now. He's just doing what he wants to do.
Well, it's getting close. Gets stopped, throws it off the backboard, knows where it's going, able to tip it in, and the steal, deflection, push, head always up, under control. Finds his backcourt mate, Terry Henderson, who knocks down another three. And his ACC debut on his home court, and these fans have been waiting for this young man to put on that Wolfpack jersey. And the leading vote getter in the preseason for Rookie of the Year, he's putting his bid in not only for Rookie of the Year, he may have his eyes set on something a little bigger than that, because he's truly dominated this game in every facet here tonight.
Only one freshman in the history of the ACC has won the ACC Player of the Year, and that was 2 years ago. Jahlil Okafor at Duke. Malika Boo, two more. By the way, there's not enough time to really think crazy, but Mr. Smith also has 5 steals.
He's done everything. Again, when you talk about what do you want if you're building a point guard, you want vision, you want toughness, you want a leader, a guy that makes others better, that is willing to play on both sides of the ball and can score it. He's done all the above.
Performance of the game brought to you by your local Chevy dealers, as if there was ever a doubt. Although Malika Boo is 9 of 9 from the floor.
Yeah, it's 9 dunks. He hasn't had to work too hard. His teammates have created those opportunities, but not pitcher. Dennis Smith Jr., 5 steals as well. Just a talented all-around player. On any given night, he can put it all together and truly dominate the opposition. And we've seen that on full display here tonight. In a variety of ways, attacking off the bounce, show and go. Up and under finish. The deflection leads to a behind-the-back pass. And how many point guards go off the vertical for a slam dunk? Freezes the defense, the quick pocket pass. And when he gets on the break, put the wife and kids to bed, because it's going to be a show. 10th rebound, second triple-double in school history, along with Julius Hodge. And the 100-point mark for the Wolfpack here tonight. What do these faithful fans get for 100 points?
Big smiles all around. Been an incredible second half for Smith. 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 20 points since halftime. 27, 27, and 5 in the second half.
There are a lot of great point guards in college basketball. Lonzo Ball's leading the way for UCLA, number 2 in the country. Markelle Fultz.
Kansas has a couple.
Kansas has a few, but I'm talking about the freshman class, the point guard position. Dennis Smith Jr. is putting his mark as possibly the very best with this contest.
Coming up Saturday at noon Eastern, it'll be Michael Young and Pitt heading to the Carrier Dome to take on Tyler Lydon and Syracuse. Orange won earlier tonight against the Hurricanes. For the ACC Network game schedule, visit the ACC.com/ACC Network. And remember that select ACC games stream live for free in the official ACC mobile app. What a night for Dennis Smith Jr. A triple-double in front of these hometown fans in his first ever ACC home game at PNC Arena. What'll he do for an encore?
Well, I'm sure the Wolfpack faithful hope that he left a little bit in the bag to take to Chapel Hill, because they're going to need it going on the road in a tough environment against a quality, talented ball club and one of the best point guards in the country in Joel Berry.
Well, Chris Corchiani was a pretty good point guard for NC State. There's his son, Chris Corchiani Jr., along with fellow walk-ons Chris Brickhouse and Tucker Thompson, in for a little ACC run with 42.8 on the clock.
A little local flavor. Corchiani, Ravenscroft High School, Chris Brickhouse, Raleigh Broughton. And you love these guys having an opportunity. Work so hard. Saw him shoot around today. They were on the scout team. These guys put in countless hours preparing the starters and the rotation players when the lights are on and the popcorn is popping to go out and compete. And for these guys to get a chance to play in front of their home crowd is truly a pleasure for them, I'm sure.
And you mentioned to me earlier, yesterday the managers went head-to-head. Virginia Tech got the win there, but I bet you the Hokie managers would have probably rather had the win tonight. I'm
sure. And word on the street, Virginia Tech has a ringer on their staff, a guy that, from what I was told, played overseas, and he was the difference in the manager game last night. So Hokies walking away with the victory.
Sean Kirk gets it back.
And that garners a smile from Mark Godfrey and the biggest cheerleader, Dennis Smith Jr. Well, you throw an alley-oop to your teammate that's not there. You put your hand up and say, give it back to me, I'll finish it. And the reaction from the bench. A young man who's fully invested in this program, understands how much is on his shoulders. And again, Mark Godfrey called him the Pied Piper. He's the unquestioned leader of this team. And when you see that type of enthusiasm from such a young player, happy to see his teammates do an excellent job getting the opportunity. That speaks volumes of that young man's character.
The emotional extremes of the ACC gauntlet. On Saturday, you have a marquee win. A few days later, you get blasted. Dennis Smith Jr., a triple-double, one of 3 members of the Wolfpack with 20 points tonight. 104-78 is the final. For highlights and must-see moments, there were plenty. Check out theACC.com. Our next telecast, noon Eastern on Saturday, Pittsburgh and Syracuse at the Carrier Dome. You've been watching coverage of Atlantic Coast Conference basketball on the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.